I found this question in the WAEC past question, and I think the answer they gave there is wrong. They picked A as the answer. My own answer is B. Now look at the question. It says consider the following table. These are substances P, Q, R, and S. And these are their melting points and their boiling points. Now the question says, which of the substances is a liquid at room temperature and rapidly evaporates on exposure to air? Now, for a substance to be liquid at room temperature, it means that the substance was solid before room temperature, that is below room temperature, which means that the melting point of that substance is below room temperature or exactly room temperature. For instance, water is liquid from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. This is the melting point of water, and this is the boiling point. In between here, water is liquid. The question is saying a substance is liquid at room temperature. Room temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, right? And the substance is liquid here. But we have melting point and boiling point. So for a substance to be liquid at room temperature, it means that it will either melt at room temperature or melt below it. So all these substances that have melting points that are below 25 are captured. S is out of the picture. The substances that have melting point that is below 25 degrees Celsius are P, Q, and R. And they are no longer solid. They are only solid below all these temperatures, but they are liquid at room temperature. That is number one. And they said the substance must rapidly evaporate on exposure to air. And remember that air temperature is around the same room temperature, from 25 degrees Celsius to maybe 35. That is the average air temperature. Now, if the substance rapidly evaporates on exposure to air, it means that the boiling point is very close to 25 degrees Celsius. Just like when you are heating water from 0 degrees, which is the melting point, as you approach 100, the water begins to evaporate and the vapor pressure increases, the vapor quantity increases, becomes exactly very high at 100 degrees Celsius. When water starts evaporating at maybe 80 degrees Celsius, it means this boiling point, which is 100, is closer to 80. Now, out of this, you can see that 40 is very close to 25 degrees Celsius, but minus 25 is far below 25 degrees Celsius. Now, according to the answer I saw, they said the substance is P. But the boiling point of that substance that evaporates rapidly at room temperature is minus 25. And that is why the answer is B. The boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Now, consider heating water at 80 degrees Celsius. How rapid the evaporation will be. The boiling point of Q is 40 degrees Celsius. Now, consider exposing Q at about 35 degrees Celsius. How rapid the evaporation will be. You can see that 35 degrees Celsius, which is an average air temperature, is closest to 40 than all these temperatures. And that is why Q is the only substance that is liquid at room temperature, because the melting point is below 25 degrees Celsius and rapidly evaporates on exposure to air whose temperature is around 35 degrees Celsius, because the boiling point is 40. I hope you got value. If you did, click on like, comment, share the video, tag your friends, follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel.